This is Mesa, and this is Listings to Leads. And we're talking about Facebook advertising today. I see a lot of people coming in, a lot of new folks, which is great. Please let me know how long you've been with us and have you even run ads on Facebook before? Okay. That would really kind of help me understand where we need to steer this. Normally, I like to start the calls with a little bit of like resource stuff so you know where to get help. One of the best group places to learn more about our system is our mastermind group in Facebook. It is not open to the public. It's only open to our clients. So to get access, you need to log in and go to your support page. Now I'm logged in over here and everybody has their support page on the bottom left here. Just put in the box, hey, please add me to the mastermind group, and they'll give you the steps to get in there. So the mastermind group is very important. And also this page right here, I'm going to take us to, is actually even more valuable. This is our YouTube channel. It's our video page on the YouTube channel. And I'm going to send it to all of you right now. But if you are not on this call when you're watching a recording, you'll recognize that all of our calls are recorded here, right? And I definitely recommend, if you're new to us, to pick up some of the latest calls. So let's see here. Top tools to get more listings. If you want more listings, you should probably watch that call. Okay. Facebook ads is covered here, and also get started. These are the three classes. And I definitely recommend actually that you watch one or two of each of those, because I do these classes, and while I sound like a robot, I'm actually not a robot. And so I don't say the same thing every time we get on a call. And you're going to miss something from one class to the next. It's just good to kind of get your arms around this. I also want to point this out. There are two calls here about a month ago about the best way to get listings from Facebook. And they talk about a new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. I'm not going to get into super detail about it today. I am going to show you where that is and how to apply that. But there are a lot of questions that get answered in these two calls. And if you want to get more listings, you definitely want to watch this. Okay. I see some questions coming in. I've been with MVP 1 week, no Facebook ads. So Joshua, no Facebook ad. You've never run Facebook ads. Melissa, you've never run Facebook ads, right? So for everybody to, we'll get into that in a second, but it sounds like these two people have not run ads ever before. And that's okay. I'll give you reasons why you need to, but I want to show you one other thing. So, actually I wanted to copy this and I want to send that to you, to all of you. So come on. Yeah. You should have all of you a blinking kind of link now, and it's to this YouTube channel. I would definitely hold on to that. If you're watching this as a recording, just go to look for listings to leads and you're going to see this page and check these out. This is a really valuable resource here, and check out as much as you can. So let's close YouTube. Let's go into, and the other major resource is our support team. You can call them. You can put your question here, which is the fastest way to get all of them, because the whole team watches that and they can see what account you're in, and they can kind of see, what's going on. So I definitely recommend that. Let's go over to ads, since this is a class about Facebook ads. And I want to introduce you to something very new. Like, it's so new, it's not in your accounts yet. It's in my account because I'm in testing mode. And I just want to explain it to you. We're actually doing a couple of things related to this, but let's just start with the basics. We have Google ads that we are adding to the platform. Okay. So Google ads is a very powerful, one of the most powerful advertising platforms in the world on the internet. And we have their software now, and we have it to where you can create a listing ad. Now here, when I click it, it's going to say you need an ad account. Now I'm probably going to guess that most of you don't have a Google ad account. I don't either. So I'm not going to waste all of our times today to do it, but I think I am going to create a Google ad account for myself. But you will need to do that. You could probably go to YouTube and learn how to do that and create that account. But let me tell you, while we're just talking about it, one of the most trending popular searches right now on Google are the words sell my home. Okay. So people are going to the internet and typing in sell my home. Now, why would they want to do that? Right. It sounds like to me, they don't know any realtors and they want to figure out how to sell their home. So if you pay for an ad, and let me pause this ad here. Let me pause. I have a little ad blocker. So let's refresh and see what that looks like. It's probably going to look different. So this is an ad here. You see this ad, it's very simple. They don't make big colorful ads. But you could tell the top 4 things are ads. My recommendation to anybody who wants more listings is to create an ad using those keywords, sell my home, how do I sell a home, and add your towns, right? Like sell my home in Wichita or whatever, right? Because that's what people are searching on. This is trending right now. And if you go do it on Google, it's not going to be that easy. We're in beta right now. This is going to go live probably in the next week or so. I would definitely try to get on this as soon as you can. Okay. Now we're going to be developing a PDF for all of our clients, talking about some of the steps on selling a home. People to download that PDF, they got to give you their contact information. So it's going to be really awesome for you once that thing is live. So keep your eye here. So let's see here. I see some questions coming in. My screen is not changing. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. But let me walk through that one more time. I was mentioning we're on the ads page. We're going to be talking about Facebook ads, but we have Google ads here. And you can create a listing ad here. It looks like this. But the first thing it's telling me is to create an ad account or connect my ad account. And between you and I don't actually have a Google ad account. But like I said earlier, I'm going to do that later. I'll record it. It'll be up on our YouTube channel and you can see it. This is the keywords that are trending right now. Sell my home on Google. It's trending because a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are running that search. So if you pay for those keywords and you create an ad, which you would be able to do right here in listings to leads, you would pop up here for people doing that search. Okay. Keep an eye on our support team. See if you can get into Google beta, whatever, to get ahead of that curve, because that's happening right now. Okay. Now on Facebook, we've had Facebook software for quite a while. And I am going to tell you, this is really showing a lot of the Facebook stuff. These thumbnails you can see are Facebook ads that I've run in the past. But when you come here for the first time, you're going to see one big button that says connect to your Facebook account. Okay. And so you connect there and it takes you and asks you it says, is this you? And it has your name. And then it says, what business page do you want? And you connect that, say, okay, and done. And you come back and you're going to have these 2 buttons. Now, I got to ask this question. Does everybody here have a Facebook business page? Because that's a requirement to run ads on Facebook. You need Joe the Realtor or whatever your business page is called, right? Does anybody here not have a business page? Let me say you don't. So this is how you create a business page, everybody. You go to Facebook, you go up here where it says menu and it says create a page right down here. And you call it whatever you want to call it. I really recommend, a lot of realtors like to have like their name, Amy Ellis Realtor, whatever your name is. That's actually not the best thing to do. Often the page name should be referencing your area, your geographic area. I live in Lafayette. So Lafayette Luxury Living might be one for me, or Lafayette Homes and Real Estate, right? Then you make your category, just type in R and it's going to give you real estate. And then you put in your little bio. And then once you save it, you can put in a banner and a picture and your logo or whatever you want to do. And you're off and running. You probably need to have like 25 people follow your page, so invite your friends to follow. And then Facebook gives you the ability to run ads. And then you connect that here. And then you can run listing ads, landing page ads, and PDF guide ads. So let's kind of run through that really quickly, these three kinds of ads, and we'll come back to them, but I'm just going to kind of move along here. Here is a property that is for sale. We're going to leave it on lead ads. I definitely recommend that you leave it on lead ads because these leads are pre-populated by Facebook profiles and they contain the name, email, and phone number. Okay. So we click create an ad and it brings us here and the whole ad is pre-written. Okay. And I got to tell you, since the market's changed and interest rates are moving and investors are pulling out and all these sad stories, realtors have finally realized I actually got to market my home, right? If you had a listing 3 months ago, it would be gone in probably 48 hours. That dynamic has changed. And so if you want to market, the fastest way to get buyer leads is to do what I'm doing right here. You click publish. This will be a $35 ad. You can expand that. You can increase that budget if you want. It will be a 7-day ad. On average, buyer leads cost between $1.50 and $2 a lead. Okay. So since there's 35 bucks here, you could probably expect you're going to get around 20 leads. Joshua, I'm not going to be able to go back to creating that page again. You just go back into Facebook. On the top right is a button that says menu. And then you click on that. And then you just go down to the right column, you click create a page. And that's how you do it. If you need help on that, go to YouTube and ask them how to create a business page on Facebook and you will get all kinds of info. So this is the fastest way. And let me say this, if you want buyers and you don't have a listing, you can borrow listings as long as it's okay with your office and whoever you're borrowing it from. And then you pull it in and then all of this content on the right is pre-written, right? All you got to do is click publish. So that's the simplest way of running an ad. And this home is for sale. So I'm going to remind you leads cost between $1.50, maybe $1.75 on average, but you can also run ads, listing ads on later stage homes, like in contract or sold. And when you do that, let's do that one. The language is different. The pre-written language is different. It's not looking for buyers because the home is sold. What it's saying is that affected your home value. And if you want your free home value, click here. In both cases, you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. We also ask the question, how soon do you need to sell and how soon do you need to buy? And, ideally you get that as well. If you get somebody that needs to sell a home in less than 3 months, I suggest you get focused on converting that lead. Okay. So to run this ad, you could just click publish. Now, right here in this language, you see it's written up here. I want to point out, this says sponsored by Listings to Leads, but that's because I'm working with Listings to Leads. Yours is going to be sponsored by your business page. And that's good for your branding because every time you run an ad, 1,000 to 3,000 people on Facebook are going to see it and start to recognize you're a realtor. So if you're trying to build your brand, you want people to know you are a realtor, you definitely want to be running ads because the model, I was just speaking with an office, a Remax office over in Jersey just now. They were saying, yeah, we use this other company, but they run the ads. So when you're paying another company for leads, which is what a lot of realtors like to do, you're paying hundreds of dollars for leads and you're probably getting 10 or 20 a month, but there's no knowledge that you are even a realtor in that space. So if you're running 1 or 2 ads every week and they're being seen by 1 to 3,000 people every week, each ad, that means that with a decent, consistent budget, your business page can be recognized 10 to 20,000 times every month. You keep doing that month after month, and people are just going to start calling you because they know you're a realtor, right? That's a big part of Facebook is people are there, adults are there, kids are probably somewhere else. They're on TikTok dancing around or whatever. We've got some solutions for TikTok, but really lead capture, the strongest place right now is Facebook. And it's one of the cheapest places to get leads. So, but I just want to point out that this is sold. Now, if you want, I'm going to just give you a little bit of detail here. I can click into this box up on the right and I can say sold. 10K above asking, right? If that's a factual fact, right? You could say, well, if it's 3 months ago, you could say in contract in 3 days, right? I don't think that's happening anymore, but maybe it is for some of you. I know the market's not the same all over the country. But those kinds of things get people excited, right? Get people like paying attention, right? 8 offers, right? 7 buyers still looking. If this is what's happening, I would definitely write that down, right? And then just click publish. And then the ad will get approved by Facebook, and then you'll start getting leads. Okay. So that's how you create listing ads. I'm going to jump over to the listings page because I want to mention something or show you. If you don't have your own listings and somebody is allowing you to market their listing, you can go up here and click the add listing button, click grab active listing, drop in the zip code, drop in the MLS ID for the listing, deselect this so we don't make a YouTube video for you, and click grab. And once you do that, it's going to pull it in, it's going to put it in this box, and then you'll be able to run ads. It's going to be in this list. Okay. Great way to get buyer leads. I will also mention, since we're on the listings page, if you click on any market listing button, these are all the tools that we create for listings. And the number one thing that we drop you on is create an ad. So all you got to do is create an ad. Okay. So, and I'll mention this as well. You see this green button that says change image and video. If you don't like the video or the image in front, if you click that button, all of the images for that listing are right here. So you can quickly change that so that people can see, and especially, the market's changed. So if a home used to sell in 3 days, now it might take 3 weeks or maybe a couple months. You probably don't want to run the same ad all the time, right? If I saw that ad last week, I'm not going to respond to it this week. So I can say, you know what? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put a kind of a kitchen ad, right? I'm going to insert that so that my ad now shows, just a different look. Okay. Also, some of you I'm going to click this change image button again. Some of you are getting fancy enough with your smartphones to create videos. Okay. So if you're creating a video, you could also upload it right here, right? And just put it on your desktop and then upload it into the system. And then that video could show up and be running right on the deal. So we have some stock videos here. I'm not exactly sure if these are relevant to a particular listing, but you kind of get the idea. You can snap in a video and go for it there. But since a lot of you are beginning to create your own videos, that's a smart thing to do. I'll also, on that video concept, right here, it says short video scripts. So most of us have these really cool smartphones. They do shoot video. So you could actually say, you know what? I'm going to download this thing here that listing Salid's written, and I'm just going to read it, right? Hey, everybody in St. Paul, I want to let you know this home is in contract. Just read through this, smile into your phone, upload that to the system. And then when you run the ad, you could snap that video right into it. And now it's going to be you talking. And just in case you don't know this, video is more powerful than a static image, right? Moving shiny object kind of concept, right? So if you're not comfortable with video, I understand. I'm not really comfortable shooting selfies, just a still image. But when it comes to advertising and people responding, video outperforms a still image. So you might want to train yourself to get comfortable with it and then start using our short form video scripts for your ads. Okay. So let's go back to the ads page and let's talk a little bit more about the other kinds of Facebook ads you can run. And I'm going to have a sip of coffee while my computer's thinking. Are there any questions so far with what we've been looking at? And now sorry. Okay, here we go. So back on Facebook, we can also create, we can create landing pages, but let's skip it and go to PDF guides. Now, there are more than 80 PDF guides here, okay? Half for sellers and half for buyers. So it's really your choice. Do you want to talk to more buyers or do you want to talk to more sellers? Frankly, I think every realtor, every one of our clients should be running one PDF guide ad every week. Okay. You choose. There are plenty of topics. If you download it, you'll notice that you can download every one of these PDF guides. You can download it. You can download it and print it and leave them behind at home at leads, like just drop them off on seller leads at their home. Just give them value. You are branded on every page of every report. Okay. So when people download this, they're going to know you're a realtor. And we've written these things in-house. They're timely, they're accurate, and you can use them, right? So I'm going to just do this one here, divorce and real estate. There's kind of a funny stat. The average marriage lasts about 8 years in the US. And I think the average home sells every 7 years or 8 years. So you'll probably imagine that this might be relevant in your market somewhere. All you need to do here is type in the name of the town you want to focus on, right? You can also, because it's not geographically, you can expand the radius. So everybody that sees this is going to see you're offering valuable real estate information for buyers or for sellers, because ideally you're running one of these once a week. Now, this one here, I'm going to point out, has a $50 budget for 7 days. Once you get familiar with the kind of leads that are coming in, your follow-up and all that, you can increase that budget. Your minimum budget can only be $5 a day on Facebook. But here's something that you should know. Facebook charges you like per lead, right? And often when you're running a PDF ad for homeowners, meaning that's a listing lead, Facebook charges around $10 a lead. So if you're running a $5, $50 ad, you're only going to get like 10 leads. Now that's an average. It could be, I'm sorry, 5. That's an average. You might get more or less, but it's still really important for your brand and for lead capture. And when you start getting familiar with what you're doing and converting, you might want to increase that budget. Okay. So like I said, there are a lot of different PDFs. You're branded on each page. You should probably be running an ad on Facebook every week with a PDF guide. Now, the next one is a landing page ad. Okay. That's kind of ads you can run, but I'll just click here and all of my landing pages are all sitting here. So before I actually run an ad there, William is asking, Facebook charges $10 in addition to the budgeted amount. No, that's not what I'm saying. Let me give you an example so that we're really clear. I'm going to run an ad on a home that's for sale. Okay. And I'm going to create an ad here. And this is a $35 ad because we're not looking for seller leads. I mentioned earlier, seller leads are cheaper, right? It's a $7 ad for 35, 7-day ad for $35. And I mentioned that buyer leads on average cost about $1.75. Okay. And this is called pay-per-click advertising, PPC. So every time somebody clicks on the ad and you get that lead, well, Facebook chews off $1.75. Okay. Until your $35 is eaten up and you have 20 leads. When I was showing you the seller PDF, what I'm explaining to you is those leads are perceived to be more valuable to realtors. So Facebook charges more per lead. So the $50 gets chewed up by a $10 lead cost, not a $1.75 lead cost. Okay. So seller leads are more expensive. That's the bottom line. I hope everybody gets that. Okay. So we were talking about landing page ads. And before I want to run that, I want to introduce you to the landing page section. Okay. There's a whole tab here that says landing page. Now, I want to make sure you'll notice that I have a lot of property valuation plus landing pages. You should have a landing page, a property valuation plus page for every farm market you want to get listings in. Okay. What is your San Antonio home worth? Right. This is one of my neighborhoods in my town, Release Valley. What is your Release Valley home worth? Right. So if you're building a business, if you got 4 or 5 bar markets, you should create, here's how you create it. You'll create landing page, you choose property valuation plus, which is the first deal, and you put in the name of the town and you click create landing page, and that's it. Now we're going to draw field on a page. It's going to look generic right off the bat. Like this is, I think, my generic. So it's going to look either like this, which is really too generic, or it's going to look like that, right? Like, coffee cup and laptop, and that's just generic. Let me just tell you something. If you're going through the effort and you want listings, you're going to have to put some work into it. If they're just not falling off of trees. Okay. And Scott and I chose this photo because we kind of thought, hey, everybody has a laptop and a cup of coffee, right? So this is going to make everybody feel comfortable. It doesn't make people feel comfortable because you don't know what you're signing up for. You're asking for somebody's address and contact information. This could just be a national spam campaign. So when you are creating a page, you want something that the local market is going to recognize. Now in Release Valley, there's really only one entrance to that neighborhood, and the Release Valley Swim Club is right there. So that's why I have a picture of the swim club right in front. So people go, oh, you must know my area, right? I've got clients. This is kind of the Riverwalk in San Antonio. I'm going to show you one more thing about that picture because it's actually a very important part of using a landing page. In Summit, New Jersey, I remember I was setting up a little banker in Summit and did a bunch of training, and they came back and said, Vince, this is awesome. And the number one ad for getting listings is the one that has a picture of Summit Diner in front of it, right? Now, why would that be? Well, Summit, New Jersey is about 22,000 people. And this restaurant is an old restaurant. You get your greasy potatoes and eggs on the weekend. It's right on Main Street. If you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. And that's what you want to think of. What can I put on my landing page that's going to make sure everybody knows I know your area? It might be a school. I don't know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be, right? So you click edit, you drop that picture in, and then you can use it. Then you can go over here to ads. Let's go do that real quickly. And I'm going to do an ad on this Release Valley. Okay. Because I've got it. It's got a good picture. Let's do that. So I'm going to create a landing page ad, and I've got property valuation plus for Release Valley. Okay. Now I want to stop right here, and I want everybody, if you're distracted, to get your eyeballs and ears ready for what I'm going to tell you. Because had you been listening to me at Listings to Leads or many other kind of advertising gurus, they would tell you to use traffic so that when people saw the ad and they clicked on the ad, it would take that traffic, that click, and drop them right over here on this page. And then this page would do the work, right? So that's what I would have told you until we started using lead ads. And now I'm going to tell you, leave it on lead ads. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you click create an ad, I'll explain to you why is it. So you'll want to, it'll say learn more. If somebody clicks on this, let me take you over to Facebook real quickly. This is, it's my, my friend's dog. That somewhere is going to be an ad. That's odd. Normally it's number 2 on the post. So let's look. Normally there's an ad right in here. Sorry, I'm trying to get us to that. Maybe I have ad blocks. Okay, but we got this here, right? So normally your ad sits right here. And then it's like this ad, it says learn more or whatever that says, they're going to click on it. And this little form pops up. Like, I'm going to open this little chat box. It's like a chat box like that, but it says, would you like more information? And it'll have their name, phone number, and email already pre-populated from their Facebook profile. So they don't need to do anything. They can only have one option. They have 2 options. They can close it, or they can say, yes, I'd like that info. And that's why lead ads are very important. So I want to kind of point out so that you're really clear about what's happening when you're asking for the home value. Normally, if I drive people on with traffic, they can go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to type in my address because that's what it's saying, right? And I'm going to go Huston and I'm going to click get value, right? And the page does the work automatically. We use onboard informametrics. We don't use Zillow, and we give them, you'll see it here in a moment. It'll give them, they have to give you their contact information or reason why. And then we give them this range for pricing, right? Of their home. That's if you drive traffic to the page. All right. Now, the problem is you only have their email address. Okay. And you have their address. Now, a lot of agents have worked with that and they still convert them. They go drop stuff off at their home. They email them, whatever, but email is not always that effective in converting a lead. So if you run the ad with lead forms, as I explained, you're going to get their name, email, and phone number. And you can text them right back and say, hey, I saw you're looking for your home value. What is your address? And you could go and they can give it to you. And you could then just go populate this yourself and give them this value that they're going to get. They're going to get an email. If you got Zillow reviews, it's going to have your reviews. It's going to have all this stuff about you and their home, right? The bottom line is here, guys, converting a lead with a phone number is easier than converting a lead without a phone number. Okay. So getting leads is fun. And I know for some of you, you're going to be blown away by the amount of leads you capture with us, but you actually don't earn anything until you convert a lead. And what I'm going to repeat is it's easier to convert a lead with a phone number. I don't want to recommend to any of you that you call that person in 5 seconds. I know that in real estate, everybody's heard of this concept of speed to lead, and you think you got to call somebody right away. But I also think you guys live in reality, and you probably don't answer a phone call that's from a number you don't know. That's how most people are in the world today. They just don't bother, especially here in the US, because you get robocalls and ridiculous nonsense about, car warranties. So nobody's going to answer your call. And if they do, and you say, hey, yeah, I'm this person. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Really, if you get a phone number and an email, get them on a drip campaign, text them once or twice a week, make sure you're offering service, let them know you're busy, they're busy, and you want to help them. That's how you convert leads. Okay. And get them comfortable enough, ask them questions. What are you looking for? This or that, until they're ready to pick up the phone and talk to you. And that's what you're after. Will's asking Zillow reviews versus Google reviews. Keep an eye in our mastermind group. Will, we are going to be adding the ability to pull in Google, Yelp, and Facebook reviews, and I think a few others. Right now, we have an API from Zillow, so that's all that's working there. But that will be showing up short. Okay. We will be announcing it in the mastermind group. Okay. So that's what's going on with running this kind of ad. Okay. Now what kind of time we have? Yeah. I want to tell you that running a home valuation app like this is often not very effective at all. Okay. So I gave you this big, long story and it's not that effective. And here's why. This kind of ad has been run by agents for nearly 10 years on Facebook. And so the market's a little bit tired of it. But the more important thing is that Facebook keeps getting itself in legal trouble, right? Election tampering and illegal ads and this and that. So you as a realtor cannot target people anymore. Had we been talking 4 years ago, I could literally show you how to target people by zip code and know that they own the house. So the only people are going to see it, you could say, hey, I want that zip code, that neighborhood, that town to see this ad, but they have to own a home. Like that was a very powerful ad. Okay. That was working like gangbusters. And then they got their hand slapped and now you cannot target anything. You can't even target less than a 15-mile radius on Facebook now. Okay. So this is really not that effective, but wait, we have a workaround. You remember that really cool YouTube page I was talking about earlier? And I said, you got to watch Get Started and Facebook ads and Top Tools Get More Listings. But I said, you got to watch these ones about the best way to get listings from Facebook. These two calls down here in the third row. This is a deeper, there's a couple hoops you got to jump through. Okay. So follow me. I'm not going to hang out here too long to go over this, but I'm going to explain it to you. If you go to the ad section, and we didn't talk about it earlier, but when you first sign up, now, who is it? Josiah. Josiah is going to go create his first Facebook page on Facebook, his first Facebook business page. And then he's going to come here and he's going to connect it. Okay. And he's going to see, I don't know if you can see, there's a really faint green bar here. It says Facebook is synced 2 hours ago. There's going to be a yellow bar and it's going to say accept custom audience terms. All of you, if you want to be in real estate, click that button. There's a little link, click it. It takes you to this long page on Facebook of all these terms and conditions, but at the top it says accept. Click accept, and then come back. You close that page, you'll never need it again. You can come here and refresh this page, and then that yellow message will say turn on retargeting. Does anybody here know what Facebook retargeting is? Let's see. We got a bunch of people on this call. Does anybody know what Facebook retargeting is? Just a yes or no, live. So yes. Okay. Garland. Yeah. Joe. William knows pixels. Yeah. I Will knows pixels. Pixels is not retargeting, but I think pixels is similar, but it's not retargeting. We'll talk about pixels in a moment. Will. Retargeting is this. You see this button that says current. Well, when you turn it on, let me just first tell you this. When you turn on retargeting in our system, it tells us at Listings to Leads to take every one of the leads that you capture from whatever tools you're using and put them in a file in your private Facebook account. It's going to be called L2L leads, L2L audience. Okay. And then when you go run an ad, you can retarget your old leads. Okay. Now I'm going to click create audience here because we are also giving the ability to just create your own audience. So there are a bunch of you on the call. If any of you have more than 1,000 leads, like maybe you bought some from Zillow, maybe you bought some from realtor.com, maybe you have some in your CRM just sitting there doing nothing, put them all together in a spreadsheet and make sure your spreadsheet looks like this, where it says use this format. Okay. And then you upload it right here and you title it whatever you want to title it. My stale Zillow leads, right? You call it whatever you want, so that once you've imported and created it, it lives in your Facebook account. And then you can say, you know what? I'm going to go run an ad. I'm going to go run a PDF guide ad this week, and I'm going to run it for buyers because I know there are buyers out there, and 6 things to check before buying a home. And you could definitely do the standard, which is I'm going to type in the name of my town and just do a 15-mile radius. Or you could say, I want to retarget my current leads. And if you type in L2L, you could use all the leads that we've been capturing for you, right? Now, a custom audience, when you create one yourself, it has to be more than 1,000 leads. So if you've got 100 leads, it won't work. Just wait. Okay. Just wait till it's 1,000 leads. But here I'm going around and around. I know it's hard to follow. This strategy here, best way to get listings on Facebook, and new strategy, you need to watch it because you need to really understand this, because this is a very powerful way to get listings. Some of our clients are going to a company called Remind, or they go to their title officer, right? And they find a list of people with equity, right? So if you've got 4 or 5 farm markets, you want a list of people with equity in every one of those farm markets, right? I got Conquered, homeowners with 5 years equity or something like that. And you upload that in the ad section and you call it, Conquered Homeowners, Lafayette Homeowners, so that you can target, so that when you create a landing page ad for home values, and you're going to target, let's see here, I got one for Modesto, and I click create an ad. Well, I'm going to target a list that says Modesto, right? Does that make sense? So if you go up here and you type in Modesto, it's going to be a 15-mile radius well beyond Modesto, right? And it's going to be everybody that just even breathes in Modesto. You don't know that they own a home or not. You're just going to go over there, right? But if you upload and you create a custom audience and you had a list in here in your Facebook account that said Modesto Homeowners, well, you would be targeting that. Okay. So that is the latest strategy regarding getting listings that is currently active for you right now. Okay. Now there's some hoops because you got to find that list. If you got a title partner, I would definitely ask them. If not, Remind. There's a few other companies can do that for you. Some MLSs can even do that for you. Right. So if you feel like I'm going to be in real estate for a couple of years and I want to have listings, I really recommend that you get those lists for every one of your farm market and you apply it to Facebook ads, and you also apply it to this letter over here. I'm going to show it to you. I'm just kind of going a segue here because this is the top tool for getting more listings. And it's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. And a lot of our clients have been using the Nearby Homeowner Letter with the Remind list because it's a list of addresses of homeowners, right? So the letter looks like that. Let me download it for you. What the heck is the problem here? We can download it here. This letter is a piece of paper. Right now, it's the number one way of getting listing leads. And that's because what I just explained to you on Facebook, nobody knows. Like nobody knows that you can do that. So when you're lucky to be on a class like this today, because now you can see this is a very easy way to take a Remind list, apply it on a Facebook ad and get high quality leads. Well, what our clients are doing before this, because that strategy is not even a couple months old, they would take that Remind list and mail this letter every 2 weeks on any property. Hey, I got a home for sale. Hey, we sold something. Hey, there's an open house. Go here to find out about it. And then right below it, when this home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. Go here to get your free home value, right? So the top tool to get a listing from us is actually a piece of paper. Okay. It's a 1-page flyer called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. And you should all be using it. You can borrow a listing. Oh yeah. And here's what's super cool. Super cool. I'm kind of really segueing. This is not Facebook ads, but I have something very new here and you might have it too. So let me look at, oh no, stop. So sorry guys. Let me go here. This is our mastermind group. And if you want listings, first of all, go watch our call, Top Tools to Get More Listings. And you're going to hear me talk about these people. But Chris Winstead here, you should go check out this post. You should read everything he wrote. I'm going to give you what you definitely need to see, which is he takes that letter and he spells it out. He sends it out every other week to neighbors who owned homes for 5 years or more. Once they opt in on the home value page, he consistently contacts them every week with phone calls, bomb messages, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. He has a very serious conversion strategy. I'm going to tell you, he came in the mastermind group in the summer of 2020, then I got 5 listings in 3 months. What he didn't tell you in this post is he just moved to San Antonio, Texas with his wife and kids from out of state had no name recognition. And that's what he did. He just got a remind list and he blasted that. And he was borrowing listings to get the letter because he didn't have his own listing. And he would just mail this letter out every 2 weeks. Other agents have learned this. They've been applying it. That's why it's our top tool to get more listings. Once our clients get their arms around the fact that they can use that same remind list and do Facebook ads at the same time, well, that's going to be awesome. So here's something new. I forgot. I didn't even know I had it. So I got to tell you, when Chris did this, he did it all by hand. He downloaded that letter. He stuffed his own envelopes, and he was on a call listening to me yammer on like I am right now, right? Because that's what our clients have been doing for years because it's so effective in getting listings. Dustin in 2018, this guy is now a rock star in a huge office that I closed 7 years ago. He was a rookie when he found this letter. And he came in and said, hey, I mailed this letter first class with a little calendar deal. And I made a little Canva Zillow review deal. This is before everybody hated Zillow. And he said, I got 10 listings just south of Washington, D.C. That guy was a rookie doing $5 million a year. 2 years later, he was doing $20 million a year and tells us 80% of his business is coming from our tools. This is one of the key tools that he uses. He still doesn't know yet that he could use that same list and apply it here. And he doesn't know this because this is the first day I've ever seen it. I can connect to Express Copy and I'd have to create my own account, and Express Copy will stuff the envelopes, address the envelopes, and mail the envelopes for you. So you don't actually have to download anything. Do you understand what I am saying? This is the automation that Scott and I have been trying to develop because we knew this is the top tool for our clients to get more listings. But if you apply, so in this case, you don't even need to buy a remind list because Express Copy has all that data. And you can say, hey, I want everybody that has owned for 5 years in this zip code to get that letter. Bam. You pay them, they're going to do it. Okay. But if you do get that list, go over to the Facebook ad section, create your custom audience and retarget and do that. And that's my recommendation. I'm going to just give you a little bit of something that you should write down. Okay. And this is about seller leads on Facebook. When you run an ad on a listing that is sold, which you should all do. It's so funny now I talk to realtors and they sell a home. I don't have anything to do. Well, if you ran sold ads, you get more listings. So if you want more listings, please run sold ads. Those leads on average cost, I think, about $6. Okay. So if you're running a $50 ad, you divide that by 6, you're probably going to get around 9 leads. Okay. Now we've had clients run in contract ads, and anything later stage like pending or in contract is designed to get listing leads. And those leads are even cheaper. We've seen clients get seller leads with name, email, and phone number for $2.38. Okay. That's great. I don't hear it all the time, but it's because Facebook doesn't know what to do and how to price it. So you're getting cheap leads. If you decide, hey, I don't have any of those, I want to run a PDF guide ad for sellers. On average, those leads cost, and you got all these options, about $10 a lead. So if you're running a $50 ad and you put and they cost how much, you're going to get about 5 leads. Okay. And lastly, if you want to run a landing page ad, like what is your home worth and wherever, that's going to cost you, those are the most expensive sellers, $12 to $15 a lead. Okay. I think for you, what you have to think of, I know that many realtors think I'm going to get a lead and I'm going to talk to them 24 hours and have contract. That's just not reality. Okay. Reality is you're going to build a database. You're going to create a funnel of homeowners. You can do that with our print tools. You can do that with our email tools. You can do that with Facebook ads. If you go over here to our YouTube channel and you look at this video that says the top tools to get listings in 2022, or this one, we're going to tell you how to build that database of homeowners. Okay. So that's why you want to go over here and check that out. That's my story for today, everybody. Are there any questions about what we know? I know Will mentioned pixels. Pixel, I don't really ever talk about pixels because it doesn't ever move the needle for any of our clients. But pixels is like, if you go to, you ever find yourself, you go like, I'll go look online and I'll go look at Home Depot and go look for a drill, right? I want to buy a new drill. And then I leave and I go over to some other website and there's a picture of that drill again. That follows me all over. That's what a pixel does. It's kind of effective. It's not nearly as effective as many of the things I've shown you today. And it's kind of techy and it's difficult. And that's where I start to lose realtors because it's just too much. But all of these things that I've shown you today, I think everybody can do. Definitely lean on this page as a YouTube channel to get, more involved and really be able to unlock the value of listings. And keep an eye. If you're don't forget when I told you about Google, that is a very big place to get more listings. Now, Will is asking, where can I rewatch this? Like I said, every one of our videos is on this YouTube page. So this is going to be cleaned up and whatever, all the bad words taken out, and it'll be sitting right here. So you all have this because I've given this to all of you, right? Josiah, yeah, honestly, get trained up. There's so much in our system that's going to help you. We have really just scratched the surface today, but Facebook is important. I would listen to what these other people, you're going to see a lot of testimonials on this page. Listen to what they're saying, and maybe it'll kind of like make some sense for what you need to do and things that you can think of to do with our platform. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Don't forget to ask our team to get in the mastermind group. If you're a client, go down to support and ask them to get you in the mastermind group. It's a lot here. Honestly, and I'll even tell you this, I honestly don't even think you need a website. And a lot of people call me and say, hey, do I need a website to have this? You don't, because our tools are reaching out to where people are. All of our tools. Some of them are social media, some are in CRMs, all kinds of internet stuff, right? Or print. So you got a lot here to unwrap and to utilize. When I mentioned earlier in the mastermind group, when I mentioned Dustin Fox going from 5 to 20 million in 2 years, I asked him, I said, that kind of blew me away. 5 to 20 million in 2 years. And I said, how much time do you put in our system? Right? He says 80% of his business came from our system. I said, how much time? And Dustin said, I put in 2 hours a week. He says, I take my daughter to ballet. And when she's in class, I go next door to Starbucks and I work for 2 hours a week, right? In your system. And that's it. I set up my ads, I get the tools, and I just go. And that's how that guy did it. And I can tell you, Dustin uses a handful of our tools. We have way more tools than when he started, and we have more automation to make it easier. He was doing everything by hand. So get into the system, guys. It's going to help you tremendously. Thanks for joining me today. This call will be on our page tomorrow, but you can also review the past ones on our YouTube channel. Okay. Take care, everybody. Keep safe. Thank you.